Hello everyone, welcome to Fletcher Farms Amarillo. I'm Julie Fletcher, and I wanted to apologize for not getting a video out to you sooner. We've had some bad storms here, things have flooded, it's been kind of crazy. Nothing bad though, everyone's good, all the horses are good, and everyone's healthy. 2 weeks ago we did have an issue with one of our dogs. Our dogs are probably the only animals I haven't talked about here on the farm, but we have two rescued pit bulls, Wilson and Gunner.
So this is Wilson. He was rescued from an animal shelter while we were still living in Las Vegas. He is spoiled and living his best life now. And this is Gunner. He was rescued while we were living in Kentucky, and he's living his best life now as well.
So Wilson got sick a couple weeks ago. He was throwing up really bad. So I took him to the vet, not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before that. Took him to the vet and got him checked out and wanted to make sure he didn't have a blockage or anything like that. And he was good. So we got Wilson taken care of on Saturday. So he needed to walk around and make sure that things were still moving through his system. And got him on some antibiotics and a bland diet and got him all taken care of. So he's on the mend.
Wilson was looking pretty sad when he wasn't feeling good. But this was his x-ray that the vet took. She was concerned about this one spot right here. But since he wasn't having any more throwing up issues, he's all good and in the clear.
And then Sunday morning I got up and one of the cats had had blood all over his paw. So I didn't know if he got into something, got bit by something, or what was going on with that. So of course it was a Sunday, so I had to take him to the emergency vet. So got him to the vet and got him some antibiotics. He actually just had a cut on his leg, nothing that was bad or anything like that. Got him some antibiotics and some pain meds, and he's all healed up as well. So might as well go right into an update on the cats. So here's a little quick update on the cats.
Everyone was asking for updates on the cats and the bird. We never saw the bird again, but the cats are doing well, and they're growing up so fast. They're so adorable. They usually hang around in Anna's stall. They drink from her water. This is her water, well, one of her water buckets that she has in her run. This one's over by the heater in case she gets cold. And then she also has her automatic waterer outside. But the cats always drink from her waterer. They're always getting into some kind of mischief. This is one of the cats up on top of the tractor. They like their high spot so they can watch over everything happening on the farm. And then, of course, there's playtime. They're always playing and romping on each other or romping on Tom or running around the farm. So they're just cute and adorable to watch. And I forgot how much enjoyment I get from actually watching cats. Obviously, I can't have them in the house because I'm definitely allergic to them. But they're just so cute to watch, and we enjoy having them here on the farm. And then there's cat nap time. That happens a lot around here. We bought him this cat tree so they would have somewhere to lay and sleep and play on. It's got some scratchy things on it and some dangly things for them to play with as well, but they mostly use it for napping. And then you find cats all over the barn in crazy positions like this sleeping. Or you'll find them in the Can-Am. But then there's Tom. He's a hunter, so this is his new position for hunting, and he did not lie on his resume. That's a rat he brought me and a rabbit. So he is definitely a hunter, and he's taught the babies how to hunt as well. So he's on track and definitely did not lie on his resume. But these are just some other pictures of the cats from around the farm and them doing things. They usually cuddle together and sleep by the goats, and they sleep in the hay to stay warm. And this is them playing with the pull string from the fan that's right above their cat tree. This was a fun game. This was going on one morning, and I thought it was adorable.
So got the cat taken care of and the dog taken care of, and everything's going really well with the horses. Anna is actually doing really good. She's venturing out more on her own. I don't know if you can see her down there at the end. She does venture out here a little bit, but since we got so much rain, her run's flooded, so we've been giving her this paddocked area. And she does come out here and walk around and get some exercise, but we haven't been able to take some walks. So last time we took a walk was probably about 2 weeks ago.
Kara and Jake were over here helping us with some stuff around the farm. So Wilson needed to go for a walk, so I walked Wilson and Kara walked Anna. It was quite an adventure. We're up to eating 23 pounds of Alfa Pro. So since she's been eating Alfa Pro, she doesn't really want anything to do too much with hay. She is still eating hay, but she just likes her Alfa Pro, so she does get
breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So it's a big deal around here. You can actually, I don't know if you can see it, but her winter coat's coming in, so she's kind of fluffy. And you can see that her ribs aren't showing as much. They still are. And we're still working on gaining weight. Obviously, it's still going to take a little time for her to gain weight, but she's looking much better than she was before. And she's moving around and active, and her legs are not as swollen as they were, so her Previcox that she's been taking for the last month or so, well, yeah, probably about a month, has been helping her a lot. So she's definitely more active in her pen and doing really well. Yeah. You definitely had us all scared when you first got here, because I honestly thought I didn't know what was going to happen with you. But you are a beautiful, beautiful horse. And we're so happy to have you here on the farm, and I hope you're enjoying retirement. Her mane is actually starting to grow into, I don't know if she's going to let me get that on camera, but her mane up there is starting to grow in. So we're going to let her mane grow out and not cut it anymore. And she's going to have a pretty mane just like all the other girls, right? Yeah. Yeah, you're a pretty girl. Yeah. But this is Anna's update and how she's doing. It's cold and rainy here today, and everyone's hanging out in the barn. Anna just finished her Alfa Pro and is eating some more hay. She really just searches for the Alfa Pro. We don't want the hay in there anymore? We just want the Alfa Pro? You got all the Alfa Pro off there. Yeah, you got all the Alfa Pro, babe.
These are just a couple pictures of her from around the farm. This was her after breakfast, her waiting for breakfast, and then her just hanging around inside the barn. She was kind of posing for pictures, so she was very pretty, so I thought I would include these. This was one morning I was driving out to go feed them breakfast. The sunrise was actually beautiful, and she was walking into the barn, so I was happy to see her moving on her own.
Look at you out wandering by yourself.
This was absolutely adorable. Anna was just peeking over the top of her run. I was trying to get her to walk out into the paddock area, and then she finally did. And then there's the days that she doesn't want to come back in from the paddock, so she'll usually follow someone back in. This was when Kara and Jake were here, so she followed Kara back in for dinner. I thought it was pretty adorable.
Charlie, he is a brat. He broke a gate this week. He's been feisty and running around and all kinds of crazy stuff. So a little update on Charlie.
I told Charlie I needed some pictures for the website, so he actually posed for me. I took him out in the paddock area and he posed even more, so he is quite a ham. Charlie is a hot mess when he eats, but he also cleans up after himself. So this was him getting the Alfa Pro off the side of his manger. His little lip is just adorable. And after lunch, we were on a mission. We had to go find the mares, and he took off running after them. For such a big animal, he just runs so gracefully, and I love watching him walk and run. He's just a beautiful horse.
Excuse me, sir. Where'd you put your grazing muzzle? Sophie. You're not going to get him out of being in trouble. Charlie, where's your grazing muzzle? Huh? Where'd we put our grazing muzzle? I put it on you, so I don't know where you put it. Where's our grazing muzzle, sir?
After getting in trouble for not wearing his grazing muzzle, Charlie's been good ever since, and no signs of choking. Everyone came in for dinner except for Charlie and Sophie, so they were late, so they were running in for dinner. And the next night, Charlie was late again, so he was running again. Dinner is a very important time for him. When he has to wait on you, he's definitely impatient. Like I said before, Charlie broke a gate this week. I came out to feed them breakfast one morning, and this is how I found his gate. He literally folded it in half. I have no idea how he did that, but sometimes you just forget about the strength that these horses actually have.
You just needed butt space? Is that what you needed? Yeah, it's beautiful, buddy.
We figured Charlie broke that gate because his run was flooded and he only had a small area, so we decided to turn him out one night. So this was the first night that we let him out all night long with his muzzle on, and he did really well.
Come on, Charlie. Breakfast time. Come on. And then I also wanted to include just an update on all the rest of the horses. I really haven't talked about them very much. So we have Aline and Sophie and Miley, Freya and Cammy. Those are all the other mares. Just give you a little bit of update on them, some pictures from the last couple weeks and how they're doing, and this is an update on them.
My favorite part is the morning when all the horses are in and waiting for breakfast. Anna's pawing at the ground. Freya's the next in her stall. That's Charlie and Aline and Cammy are in the background. This is Freya. She's the horse that we rescued before Anna, so she was rescued back in March. She's been rehabilitated and gained a ton of weight. She does some crazy things. That's her standing inside her manger. But she's a beautiful horse, and now that she's up to her proper weight, we might be able to ride her because she was broke to ride. So that's something that we're going to be working on too, so stay tuned for that. And Charlie was actually being nice to Freya. He's usually mean to her and tries to bite her and take her food, but this was them actually being nice to each other, and I actually caught it on camera.
It's time for dinner. Let's go.
This is Sophie. She's the pretty princess around here. She walks and struts her stuff all over the place. I needed some pictures for the website, so I told her to pose too, and she did. And then there's Miley. Sophie and Miley are best friends. They do everything together. Miley is one of our smaller horses. She's probably only about 15 hands or so. She's tiny, but she's a beautiful girl. And these are just some pictures of her. And then this was Sophie and Miley going back out to the pasture one morning after breakfast. And Sophie and Miley again. They are best friends and always together. And then there's Aline, beautiful Aline. She is our alpha mare and is in charge around here. This was her in the mud after the storms that we had. And her standing out in the rain because she just won't come in the barn. Like I said, Aline is the alpha mare, so she's wouldn't let Miley into the barn for breakfast. So this was Miley taking it slow. She had her ears pinned, so I really thought that Aline was going to bite her because that's usually what she does. This is an example of how Aline pushes Miley around. And then there's Cammy, sweet little Cammy. She was having a hard time walking with all the rain. This was an example of how cold it was the other day, and her looking at the mud, not wanting to walk through it. This was during the storm we had the other day. Corey went out to the pasture and rounded all the horses up and got them to come in. Cammy is the one that is running through the gate right now, so don't let her fool you. I know she limps around, but she can move if she wants to. I don't like when the horses stand out in the rain, so I bribed them with some hay and got them to stay inside during the storm. So that was definitely a change for them, and they stayed a little bit more dry than they normally would. It's cold and raining. We're all just hanging around the barn. Hey, Charlie. So this was a picture of the storm before it hit. It was pretty dark and gloomy. This was Sophie standing in the lean-to, and this was Aline standing out in the rain before I got her to come into the barn. But this was a picture the next day of how bad the runs were actually flooded. This was a video too that I took of Aline and Cammie eating some hay. You can actually see Cammie's teeth in this video. I thought it was actually really funny, and their little noses twitching just made me smile, and thought it might make you smile as well.
Done a bunch of work on the room that Corey is going to be building for me. We had to run some septic lines and get that taken care of and get the room ready for the foundation to be poured. So that's next on the agenda. So that's kind of what we did as well.
In the room, we decided to add a bathroom, so we needed to go to Lowe's to get some pipe for septic lines.
11.
And this is Corey setting up the laser to check the slope of the terrain. Since where he's standing is where our septic tanks are, he's going to have to run the septic lines underground, so he was setting up the laser to check the slope. When the subcontractor was here digging a trench for the solar, we had them actually dig up our water line. We found out before that there wasn't just a disconnect for the barn, so if we shut off the well, it was shutting off the water for everything. So we added a disconnect and added this line for the water to go into the new room. This is at the location of the disconnect that we were adding. We put a box in the ground here, and we needed to add a little bit more dirt to level it out. So this is halfway between the well and the barn, and then underneath that driveway there's also a water line that goes to the house to a spigot. So we figured this would be the best location to put in the disconnect. While Kara and I were inside making soap, Jake was outside helping Corey get the excavator set up so they could dig the trench for the water lines and the septic into the new room. So this was Jake helping Corey get the excavator all set up.
And then we'll have to wet it and pack it, backfill it, wet it and pack it, backfill it, wet it and pack it, try to get all of this dirt back in there. And then I can start bringing that sand in with the tractor and dumping it and spreading it around. Jake and I can probably get the 2x6s set today, and I can start bringing the tractor in and dumping it. Let's go eat.
They got the trench filled back in, and they got the septic and water lines ran. So we're actually going to put a bathroom in this room. Since we're actually getting people that want to come out and visit the farm, we figured we would put a bathroom in this room as well. So they got all the trench done and they got it all filled back in. So the next step will be to start pouring the foundation. Within the last 2 weeks, we also got all our solar panels installed, so that is all taken care of and complete. We are working off the grid now, and we are super happy with our system. They do need to come back out and adjust some panels, but other than that, we are really happy with our system. Since the solar project is complete, Corey is using the excavator to fill in the trench here that was dug for the underground electrical that went from the box to the new solar panels. So we're very glad to have this trench all taken care of and our solar project complete. Where that cone is where our water line disconnect is that we added. So since that water line was also complete, Corey filled in that trench as well.
And then also, in the midst of all this, I've been working on our website to get my soaps up and selling, and been doing photography for the soap and getting the website all taken care of and up and ready to go. So just been busy with that. With that, Kara and Jake came over. Kara actually helped me make about 22 batches of soap last weekend.
These are about 12 of the bars of soap that Kara helped me make. The other remainder were in another cabinet to cure. They need to cure for 6 weeks, and then I can get them cut and put on the website for sale. This is some of the photography I took of the soap for the website. So this is part of what I was doing last week.
We can't thank Kara and Jake enough for all their help and everything that they do for us. And Kara comes out and takes care of the animals with me too, and just appreciate their help so much and don't know what we would do without them. So thank you, Kara and Jake.
When Kara and Jake come over, Jake is usually helping Corey with all the hard projects, and Kara and I are in the barn loving on animals and brushing them, and Kara loves these animals as her own, and I'm so grateful that she comes over and wants to help with them. One of the things that we do when Kara comes over is brush all the animals. It's just relaxing, and it's just a fun time to spend with the animals, and this is Kara and Freya. Kara's getting in all of Freya's good spots. And we also play chase with the baby donkey. So that's also what we do while the boys are hard at work. And this is Kara brushing Aline. She's obviously in a good spot because Aline's making a face. It's just so sweet to see her with the animals and watch the animals interact with her as well, and just love every minute of getting the attention that they get.
Oh, she stopped.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Is that the spot?
That's pretty good.
Is that pretty good? Do you ever snuggle?
No.
Another thing that Kara and I did was see if Charlie would accept another rider beside me. So this started a few months ago with me just putting my leg over Charlie's back to see how he would accept a rider. And obviously he does not care about people sitting on him, and he did really well with Kara. He didn't really want to walk this first time, but he did really well with her.
Come on, bud. Come on, Charlie. Come on.
This was back sometime in June. This was the first time that I actually put weight on Charlie and actually sat on him to see if he would accept a rider. So this was the first time that I actually got on Charlie's back. I was a little scared. I didn't know what he was going to do. Didn't know if he was going to buck, kick, or what. So this was my first time riding Charlie.
So I'm sitting on Charlie's back. This is, I've been doing this for a little while now, just sitting on him to see how he'd respond. He does really good. Doesn't really mind. So we just sit. Yeah. Good boy.
After some time of just sitting on Charlie's back and testing it out to see how he would do, I actually opened the gate so he could walk out into the smaller paddocked area. And this was actually the first time that he walked with me on his back, and we walked through the paddocked area. And of course, there was no one to film it, so we only got this little tiny clip. Another night that Kara and Jake were over, it was starting to get dark, so this video isn't the best. But we got Kara back up on Charlie, and Charlie actually walked this time. So this was a big step. I wanted to get some of these horses certified as therapy horses, and this is one step closer to us having that opportunity to actually have a horse accept a rider. So this was a great day. And these are just some cute pictures of Kara on Charlie. You can just see the joy in her face, and we really want these horses to be able to bring that joy to other people as well.
Actually got Charlie doing some rides. We were told that he wasn't broke to ride, but he actually does really well with a rider. So I'm pretty excited about that, because I would love to have these horses be therapy horses at some point in the future. So having a horse that's broke to ride, obviously Freya is broke to ride. I haven't really ridden her yet. Now that she is back up to weight, that's probably going to be one thing on my list. But this is Anna. But Freya is a healthy young horse without arthritis, and if we can get her as a lead line horse, I would love that, just for some therapy. Actually very exciting to be able to have to ride Charlie. He's actually very gentle and doesn't kick, doesn't buck, doesn't anything, just lets you sit on his back, and I think he actually enjoys it. And the donkeys, I really don't talk about the donkeys very often, so here's a quick update on the donkeys as well.
So this is Corey with baby Mabel. She's all grown up now and getting in her winter coat, so that's why she looks the way she does. But she's just the most lovable little donkey, and we're so glad to have her. Jack and Mabel are actually best friends. This is Jack trying to get Mabel to play with him in the Jolly Ball. They're just so funny together. Ellie still wants nothing to do with anybody, but at least Jack has a friend with Mabel. This was a cute picture I caught the other day of Jack resting his head on Mabel's back. And the donkeys were all in the lean-to. That's kind of where they go to now, since they don't really have barn space since we got Anna. They hang out in the lean-to, and this was them the other day during the storm. And usually Mabel will walk up to you anytime she sees you. And this was a picture of Jack being nonchalant, trying to tell me that he wanted butt scratchies, so that's what he got that day.
I was in town also picking up our monthly pallet of Alfa Pro, and just wanted to say thank you to everybody that sent us gifts of Alfa Pro. Your generosity is just truly amazing, and we really can't thank you enough. Susan also wanted me to tell you thank you, that she loves hearing from you, and that all our subscribers are amazing, and that she loves hearing from you and your stories and everything else. So we truly appreciate your support, and Susan actually loves talking to everybody too. So HF&C says thank you as well. I appreciate everyone that reached out to me on Instagram and Facebook and asking to make sure that everything was okay. I truly appreciate you reaching out to us and checking in with us and thinking about us. We do really appreciate that. So everything is going well around here, just lots happening and lots going on. And Fletcher Farms has always been a for-profit business. We're not a rescue, we're just people who have rescued animals. And I've had many people reach out to us wanting to come out and visit our rescue, and we're really not a rescue, we're just people that have rescued animals. But if you do want to come out and visit the farm and meet the animals, you are more than welcome to. If you're going to be in the Amarillo area, send us an email at fletcherfarmsamarillo@gmail.com, and we'll arrange for you to come out and see the horses. This is private property, so we do need to have an appointment. And thank you all so much for watching. We truly appreciate your support, and I apologize again for not getting a video out last week, and I will definitely work on trying to get them out a little bit faster. So I'm probably, the next video I'm going to do is about our cow glows. Everyone was asking about those, and since it's starting to get colder, probably a good time to talk about those. So thank you again so much for watching. We truly appreciate your support and hope everyone has a great week. Thanks.